Hello?
Hello, good evening, Malik Scott.
What's up, bro?
Hi, bro. Happy New Year.
All right, same to you, man. Same to you.
Long time no speak.
I know, man. Shit, been off the radar, back on the radar now. Working hard. Got a big fight coming up March 15th. I can't wait. I'm very, very excited about. And, I'm coming to shop the world.
So, how have things been, obviously, since the Chisora controversial defeat? Malik Scott, although I've been seeing a lot of you posting lots of things on Facebook and lots of beautiful pictures of things that you do in your life, um, some people were concerned that maybe you'd given up boxing or you weren't going to box anymore, or maybe you'd lost heart because of the way the situation happened with Chisora. So how have you been feeling about this?
How have I been what?
Feeling about the whole situation with Chisora and obviously what
I
happened?
put the Trezor thing. It was a learning experience. Like, shit like that happen in life. That's not the first time I've tried to do something in life and I didn't come through. You bounce back. I got a bigger fight in front of me now, a better opportunity. I'm fighting for actually an elimination heavyweight title bout. So it's like you live and learn off of that your sort of shit. People put doves on and over exaggerate it too much, like everybody. I mean, I won. I won in the fight. I lost the fight that I was winning. The referee called what he called, but just fought a good fight. I fought a good fight, and you just move on. People need to just kill that shit.
It's over and done with. So as far as you're
It's
concerned,
over and done with. Yeah, that's like I don't lose no sleep over that shit at all. I got a 6'7" guy with a awesome right hand that I have to worry about or I have to actually prepare for, like I'm doing come March 15th, and I have to offset that. And the Chisora fight, that shit is in my rear view. Like it was a learning experience, and that experience is what it was.
of course you can. Of course, for your mindset and for the mindset of your trainer and those at your camp, understand that. But for fight fans who don't have the pleasure of being able to get on the phone and talk to you, they want to hear that from you, as you can understand, Malik.
Oh yeah, absolutely right, and that's what I'm saying. My point of view of it is, it's done and it's over. I never considered retirement. I joked around one time on Twitter and said I was joining um, the porn game, and people, they just ran with that. I entertain my Twitter fans. I like to entertain. Period. Like, I'm a charismatic guy, and I love to, watch people talk about shit that they don't have that they don't have a clue about. So, I didn't lose no heart after the Chisora fight, during the Chisora fight. It was a great fight, and that was that. It's in the past. Chisora's on my resume, and I'm on his, and you know, the best of them has lost, and the best of them have came back, and here I am coming back.
So take us through the point now, obviously, from being an unbeaten fighter with a record of 35 and 0, and now in a position now where you're no longer unbeaten. Is that unbeaten tag now like a curse lifted, or is that now is it a blessing or a curse? Because some people are
It's all blessings. Like if you asking me my thoughts on it, it's all blessings. Here I am. I've been boxing since I've been 12 years old. I had 37 fights, one loss, one draw, both controversial. I'm sitting here talking very fluid. I look good. I'm very charismatic. I have beautiful kids. Like, I'm blessed, man. So everything, I don't know how to really look at anything I've been through from a negative point of view. I let the people and the fans do that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all positive stuff over here, man. So God is great, and I'm just blessed.
So how's the response been? Obviously, since moving on now, have you lost friends or gained friends, or what's been the situation? Obviously, moving on from the Chisora situation, what's been the situation for Malik Scott now? What have you learned in terms of moving on?
Oh well, I'm back with my trainer that I was with before, Joe Goosen, the legendary Joe Goosen. And I put a lot more separation, in my preparation. And what I mean by that is, I'm a loner anyway. Like, you know what I mean? But uh, after the Chisora fight, I embraced it, and I actually enjoy being a loner even more because I understand me. People with the Chisora fight, they went way overboard with it, saying I have no heart, I have no this, I quit. Everybody opinion, in my actual view, is so wrong about it. I heard Don Charles
Yes.
talking about it the other day on your show, and he's a trainer, and he's Chisora trainer, but almost everything he said was like wrong about the fight. So the best shot that Chisora hit me with the whole fight was the shot when I got the lump under my eye, and that was the very first round when he caught me with a classic right hand and he split my guard. After that, everything else like we just was fighting. But the only shot that really I could say the best shot Chisora hit me with was the very first round. And if you look at the fight, you will actually see he split my guard with a good right hand. I had a lump under my eye ever since that right hand, and I continued on. Excuse me. I continued on and continued to fight, and but Don Charles is a great trainer, man. People are good guys, and Chisora is still doing good. But the right hand he hit me with in the first round was the best punch he hit me with the whole fight. The grazing shot that was behind the ear on a high tempo, almost actually that put me down. That was a shot too. But in between, I was in control of the fight. I was winning the fight, and it was a good fight up until the ref did what he did.
So now you've got the fight with Deontay Wilder. We spoke about this, if you remember, before the Chisora fight, a potential fight between yourself and Deontay Wilder. Have your views changed on that now that you're fighting him?
Have my views changed from that?
Yes.
What was my views on it before?
Well, I think your views were Deontay Wilder, he's big, he's strong, he's powerful, he's a good talent, he's got a huge right hand. You spoke about you sparring previously. I think he hit you on the back of the head with a shot in sparring. So that's what I remember of it. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, all of that is, those are not opinions. Everything you just said is actual fact.
Right.
Those are things that those are his attributes. Everything that I said, I meant. Me and Deontay sparred. He did hit me with a right hand, and it was a flash knockdown. I got right back up. It was like my equilibrium was off. This is heavyweight boxing, man. I'm boxing big guys, and we all are big, and we trading shots. This is the type of shit that happen when you're a pugilist. But I don't think me and Deontay sparring back then can be gauged on us fighting today. You know what I mean? I'm a different fighter. He's a different fighter. We both, we chasing history. And we both want to be heavyweight champ of the world, and we both, have to provide for our family. So, this is not personal at all. You know what I mean? This is business. And our brotherhood is put to the side to handle this business come March 15th.
It's an exciting matchup between two talented heavyweights. It's going to tell us a lot more about Deontay Wilder. Do you see this as a step up for Deontay Wilder or a step up for yourself? Or do you think it's like guys meeting right in the middle in terms of talent?
I think it's a step up for both of us. And I say that because Deontay never fought nobody, who's the caliber of skill that I do. And I never fought nobody that was 6'7" with the athleticism of Deontay Wilder. So, and the power of his in the ring. It's a great matchup, man. You got a boxer, a classic boxer that could do a lot of different things in the ring against an athletic puncher. So, it's a classic match. And March 15th, everybody need to tune in.
Absolutely. Now, we know that from what we spotted of your style is one that's very slick, hard to hit, setting traps, and very good off the back foot, very slick, good movement, making people miss, making them pay. Now, by fighting Deontay Wilder, who is one that likes to use his range and get that big raking right hand in, what are you going to do to counteract that, being one that likes to fight off the back foot and very slippery? How are you going to make sure that you're not on the end of that right hand and you're on the inside?
Oh, well, I can't give my secrets away to things that me and Joe Goosen is working on now. But, I just want to tell everybody that there's a lot of things that I'm going to be doing in this fight that people never see me do. I'm not going to be stupid and come out of my game, because I'm aware of who I'm in there with. And, but, I'm going to do what I have to do to win this fight. I'm not coming, like I said before, I'm not coming to test Deontay to see what he can do or see what level he's at. I'm coming to beat Deontay. I'm coming to win. You know what I'm saying? This is not some trial horse type of thing going on. Like, no, this is a fight. And this is a fight that I'm coming to win, and this is a fight that I'm training to win. So it's going to be a great night of boxing. Like I said before, I'm happy to be a part of it.
So how did this whole fight come about, you making the Deontay Wilder fight? How did that come about? Because he's right in the position now. He's ranked, I think, number 2 or number 3 by the WBC now. So he's next in line as a world title shot. So how does Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder, how does this fight even come about?
Bill, I'm a fighter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the only thing I do is just fight. Like, you know, when I get the call and when the opportunities present itself, I just fight. And, you know, Deontay is who's my opponent March 15th, and how that fight came about. I think, you know, people need to talk to Dan Goose, and people need to talk to Al Heyman. People need to talk to Golden Boy.
Right.
That's not my job. Like, you know what I mean? I just prepare and, you know, prepare myself for war and go to war. So, you know, that's what I'm doing right now.
So when you see yourself matched up against Deontay Wilder, what are the things that automatically spring to your mind? You say Deontay Wilder because we talked about the big right hand and stuff. What else do you see about Deontay Wilder?
I think his athleticism is underrated. I think he's very athletic. I think his right hand is his main weapon. That's not his only weapon though. That's his strongest weapon. But he does a lot of freaky things, you know, pretty much well. Does he have, like, you know, my caliber of skills? Like, no. But I mean, man, this kid can fight, and he's the real deal, man. And, you know, I'm not ignorant enough, and I'm actually a little too logical and too intelligent to listen to people that say a bunch of bad things about Deontay and his style, and he can't fight, and he can't this. No, that's not the type of conversation that motivates me. The type of conversations that motivates me when it comes to Deontay is him knocking people out, him being 30-0 with 30 knockouts, him being a bronze medalist in such a short period of time of boxing, him being considered the next heavyweight champion. Those are threatening things to me because I'm fighting him, and those are things that motivates me every day I'm in training, and those are things that is motivating me to go in there and beat him and get this victory.
So obviously, being by a lot of fans not in boxing fans, people who get in a hype train would see Malik Scott as number 31 on the list. Mm-hmm. and look at it as, well, you know.
But listen, babe, like, you know, people, especially fans, they get caught up into. I hate to be the one to say it, and you know, they get caught up into rankings. Rankings don't mean shit. We in 2014. That old school, the number 1 guy fight the number 2 guy. I'm sorry, everybody. That fucking day is over. That day is over. It's about positioning. If my people can position me and get me in a position to fight for a great opportunity, then they're going to do it. If Deontay people can position him to get him in a great fight with a great opportunity, they're going to do it. This shit happens not just with me and Deontay fight. Don King have done this shit over and over and over. Ray Austin was considered a heavyweight champion when he was like at number 50 ranked fighting God knows who for a world title. So I mean, these type of things happen all the time, especially in the heavyweight division. Like, and I actually think this is how it should be. I think that guys should get opportunities, even if they're not the mandatory opponent. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many great fighters out there in the heavyweight division that, you know, they may not have the great manager, they may not have the great promoter, but they have the work ethic and they have the talent, and they deserve a shot too. And they've been waiting their turn. So like all of that the number 1 guy supposed to fight the number 2 guy and the mandatory. I'm sorry, everybody, that fucking day is over. This game is about business, this game is about positioning, and this game is about getting opportunities and taking advantage of them. And that's what I plan on doing March 15th. So everybody that's on that, well, he's ranked this, well, Deontay's ranked this, hey, fuck off. It's a new day in boxing. Wake up.
So this seems a different sort of Malik Scott to the one we had before Chisora. What's changed?
Say it again?
What's changed from the Malik Scott before to now? You seem a lot more militant.
I'm tuned into reality and tuned into logic. Like, you know what I mean? After the Chisora fight, I noticed, like, you know, I was thinking one way about myself, and everybody else, or most people, was thinking like another way. Baylor, I am probably, I guarantee you, the most honorable human being in boxing, period. And when I say that, I mean this. I don't owe no one no explanation but the truth. I have no problem looking at fans or talking to you or talking to Ellie Setback or talking to TVs and saying, hey, guys, you know, he was picking it up on me. You know, I felt I was running out of gas. I didn't want to take no more. I don't give a fuck about everybody that much to lie. I'm honorable. If I say I didn't quit, if I say if the ref counted and if the ref counted and it was a wrong count, then that's what it was. Like, I don't have no problem telling people, hey guys, I just didn't want to go no more. But that's not it. I don't have that in me. That's what didn't happen. So people try their best to label you as one thing when they really don't know the difference between a left hook and a fish hook, like I said before. So it's not a real militant thing. It's just a thing that, you know, I'm real in tune into logic. I'm real in tune into reality. And a lot of people in this game is not in tune in with reality. They in tune in with fantasies. Do you know there's fans that ask me stupid shit like this? Could you fight Floyd Mayweather? Like, this is the type, like, you know what I mean? These are the critics of the game that's asking shit like that. So it's like, man, like, you know, I love this game. You know, I love the opportunity that I'm getting. In March 15th, like I said, man, I'm planning on being. You know what I mean?
Can I ask the question?
Yeah.
Would you fight Manny Pacquiao?
Right. That's like, you know, man, it'd be a fan asking that type of question. Then he'll get on the keyboard and talk a bunch of shit about a bunch of fighters when he don't even know a quarter of, you know, how boxing goes, or a quarter of, you know, the boxing world. So, I mean, man, you know, I love this game. You know what I mean? I'm happy to be a part of the heavyweight division. The heavyweight division, to me, is the most popular division. It's coming back alive. Me and Deontay sparking it. I went over. I took a risk and went and fought on behind any lines against Derek Chisora. Shout out for them to even giving me the opportunity. But I went over there and, you know, I did what I could, and, you know, the ref called what it was, and, you know, that was that. But people, you know, with they fantasies and stories they make up off of that shit. I mean, do you know that people be on my Twitter timeline arguing over a fucking second? Well, he got up at 9. He should have got up at 8. Well, he got up at 8. He should have got up at 7 3/4 and a half. Well, he got up at 9. Well, man, just everybody shut the fuck up and tune in March 15th and watch me and Deontay fight for this title eliminator out. That's the whole thing. Like, everything else is like, man, I need to shut the fuck up with all that other shit. So, like, filling my timeline up talking about a second.
Okay. Well,
like, everywhere in the world, the count is to 10. The ref called it off at 9. I'm not wrong. The ref is. Like, what the fuck, man? And after that fight, if people do their homework, they'll know that that ref has a history of doing that. That wasn't just me. That ref has done that tons of times, even a couple times after I fought. So it's like, you know, it's all good, man. March 15th. Malik Scott versus Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. And I believe I'm going to defuse the bomb.
So let's talk a little bit more about social media and Twitter and the impact of Twitter in terms of you expressed a bit about it as a fighter. Do you find the Twitter thing being a positive or negative, needed, not needed? What?
No, I love that shit, man. I love that shit. That shit is needed. That shit is life. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that social media stuff, all that, like, that put more life in the game. That put more energy in the game. Like, people have a voice. Even if it's people that don't know what the fuck they talking about, you know, these people have a voice. And I love it all, man. Like, you know what I mean? I swear to God, I don't take nothing personal that one person, you know, says good about me or bad about me. I love it all. Like, you know what I mean? Because the problem is when people are not mentioning your name at all, that's when it's time to worry. But as long as they always talking about me and keeping me active, shit, that's all love. I love all that love. I'm grateful.
Malik, the other thing I've got to ask you about, obviously on your Twitter page, not so much Twitter page, your Facebook timeline, you've got a lot of flamboyant gear and shoes and dress sense, very unique, very classy. Talk to me a bit about that.
I just, like, you know, I wear whatever it is, you know, whatever it is I want to wear. I just, you know, I move in my own cocoon, man. Like, I'm a fedora fan. I got probably 212 fedora hats. You know, I collect fedora hats. I collect cigars. I love the color pink. I love the color purple. I love yellow. You know, and I just wear what looks good on me, man. Wear, you know, what I like and what's comfortable and what I like. I'm not one of these human beings or one of these fighters that have validation issues. I'm not running around trying to be like Floyd Mayweather. Like, I'm running around trying to be like Malik Scott. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Do I like Rolls Royces? Do I like Bentleys? Yeah. But shit, man, I love my smart car more than I love any of that shit. So, like, you know what I mean? I'm just as happy in my smart car cruising, going to go get my white mocha than somebody is in a Rolls Royce going to go have dinner somewhere else. Like, you know what I mean? My life was made for me. I love my life. You know, I'm happy. You know, I was blessed not to have no validation issues. Like, you know what I mean? I love me to death. I love my family to death. And I wouldn't want to be nobody else but Malik Scott, man.
Because often we talk about, in interviews, people talk about the fight, what's going on, the sort of shape you're going to be in, bloody, 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 blah. But we don't really get to know more about the fighter, what they get up to outside of boxing. We want to hear more about what you do and, you know, what sort of music do you listen to? Where do you go and chill out?
I love music. I love music. Right now I've been listening to the Stones a lot. You know, they have a song called Time Is on My Side. I've been listening to that a lot. Everybody know I'm a Marvin Gaye fan. I'm a Lana Del Rey freak. Like, you know what I mean? I love Lana Del Rey. She's really, her music is almost like a testimony to my lifestyle. Who else, man? I love Jim Morrison. Like, you know, Jim Morrison. I listen to some Elvis Presley shit, Marvin Gaye, Temptations, Stones, Guns N' Roses. Like, you know, I love so much music, man. There's so much stuff. Black De Niro, rap music, Philadelphia Gates. I mean, any Philly artist and any artist, you know, I listen to what makes me feel good, not like what makes everybody else feel good. Like, if I'm listening to something, it's because it makes me feel good. I look for inspiration and motivation in music, nothing else.
Okay, well look, I'm 3 or 4 hours away from you on a plane flight from Grenada to America, yeah? If I were to get on a plane next week, if I, for example, got on a plane next week and flew into Philly, right?
I'm in LA.
Okay, you're in that, so you've moved to, I thought you were in Philly. What happened?
No, I'm in Cali. I've been in Cali for the last years.
Okay, well in that case then, if I flew into Cali, so you're training in Cali, right?
Yeah.
So I flew into California, even better still, I get in 3 hours. I flew there in 3 hours and I got to California and I was going to come and visit Malik Scott. If I walked into Malik Scott's gym tomorrow, what sort of music would I hear in terms of what sort of music pumps up Malik Scott when he's training? Give me a top 5.
Rolling Stones.
Mm-hmm. Any tune in particular?
Huh?
Any tune in particular?
Yeah, Time Is on My Side by Rolling Stones.
Right.
Lana Del Rey, Sweet Serial Killer, Off with the Racists, Born to Die.
Yep.
Marvin Gaye, Inner City Blues.
Right.
Black De Niro. I've been hustling for a long time. How many is that? 3, 4?
That's about 4. Give me 2 more. Let's have 6.
Jim Morrison from The Doors. He have a song called Life that I love. And who else would I go with? If you came in the gym, what I've been listening to? I've been listening to the Stones, The Doors, Marvin Gaye, Lana Del Rey. Man, I'm so like, it's times all I really listen to is Lana Del Rey, bro. You know,
right.
She's my favorite singer of all time. So if you came in the gym, like, you know, you'll most likely hear Lana Del Rey playing. I love all of that shit. You know, Bob Marley. I'm a huge Bob Marley fan, bro. I love Bob Marley.
Bob Marley, of course. Crazy Ballheads. What do you think about that?
Oh my God, yeah, Crazy Ballheads, War. Like, you know what I mean? Who the Cat Fit? That's one of my greatest motivation songs.
Of course. What about Iron Lion Zion?
Oh my God, that's like a come out song right there. Yeah. That's like a come out song right there. You know what I mean? I also, there's a lot of Latin music I love too. I love Social Club. It's a salsa music. Celia Cruz. I love Celia Cruz. She's a famous Latino singer.
Okay.
Selena, who passed away. I love her music. I listen to her music a lot.
Well,
I just listen to a lot, you know.
As it's Oscar De La Hoya's birthday today, or was Oscar De La Hoya's birthday today, shout out to the champ. You don't listen to any of his music, do you?
Huh?
Have you ever heard Oscar De La Hoya sing?
Have I heard of him?
Yeah, have you heard him sing?
Oh, yeah, no, I never heard Oscar sing, actually. I've seen him sing, but I never heard him sing.
No, I haven't.
Never heard him sing.
I heard that you like your Latin music. I thought maybe somehow you're on you.
Yeah. No, I do. I love Latin music. But it has to be. It's like old Latin, old salsa. Like, you know, Celia Cruz and, you know, Selena and Social Club and stuff like that.
Okay. No Ricky Martin?
No, no Ricky Martin. Like he has like a couple songs, but it's not like the type of Latin music I like is the type of Latin music like you would go down Miami and you'll go in a couple of bodegas down Miami, and these are their songs that like this is the music that they're playing in the stores and the mom and pop spots. That's the type of Latin music I like.
Okay, I remember when I was in LA, I went to a couple of comedy clubs. Yourself, are you a man that likes comedy?
Yeah, I used to go to comedy clubs a lot, but I don't go no more. But as far as comedy, I love Kevin Hart, Philadelphia 215.
Kevin Hart, of course. What about Dave Chappelle?
He's okay. I like Dave Chappelle too. I like what's the guy's name? Jeez, what's that guy's name? Hold on. Hey, Stevie. What's that comedian I like name? What's the white guy name? Yeah. What's the guy name that I like? Oh God, I forgot it, man.
Carlos Mencia?
Hello? Huh?
Carlos Mencia?
No, he hey Steve, hold on. You gotta get this, Bella. The guy name is Vince Vaughn.
Oh yeah, he's pretty funny.
I love Vince Vaughn sense of humor, man. He's great. So I listen to him a lot, especially when I'm training. Like I look at a lot of his stuff, a lot of his movies.
So if I was gonna come, I'm in LA now. We're gonna hang out for the evening. Where are you gonna get me to hang out in the evening at LA?
I would take you to. I would need you for a whole day, not just the evening.
Right.
I would have to take you through a walk through a day of Malik Scott. So we would get up in the morning. Mm-hmm. I would take you to get white mocha from the most famous cafe in California, Grounded Cafe on Ventura Boulevard.
Okay.
We would sit over there a couple hours and ponder and go back and forth and look at pretty women walk past and beautiful people there. And then most likely I would take you to work out with me, and I would have my guy Tyler Larson, my strength guy, and Travis Zambrano put you through a workout. Cool. Then after that, I would take you to the tattoo shop over in Ink Sessions over in North Hollywood and let you meet one of my soulmates named Antoinette Garcia, who does my tattoos. And, I would try to talk you into getting a tattoo. Then from there, we would go to the gun range down Cohasset, which is right in Van Nuys, California, where I let off like they have AR-15s down there. They have like beautiful 9mm, all gin and shit. So like, you was down there, and that would be around, by the time we got there, it'd be around 6, 7 o'clock. And then depending on what day it's on, I would take you to a nice lounge. It's a half cigar spot, and it's a half lounge spot. And I would pick out a nice cigar out for you. Most likely I would pick out a Corolla for you, which is called the Inch. It's like an 8.5 cigar, and it will last you through the whole night. You'll probably only take a puff and a half off of it, and then you'll be good. I wouldn't let you drink it all. I would get you some cranberry juice with a lot of ice in it. You'll drink cranberry juice with me. And we'll just look at a bunch of beautiful women, man, and laugh and enjoy life. And then by the time that time is over, it'll be the next day. And then I will send you off, man, and, say Saladin.
Okay, sounds very good. I remember being in LA, and one of my favorite spots was Santa Monica. Love Santa Monica.
Santa Monica is cool. Santa Monica is real cool. There's good vibes over there.
Yep, and I went to spend an evening in Johnny Depp's nightclub.
Oh yeah, see, what's crazy? I don't go to nightclubs at all, man. I'm probably the most boringest guy, That's why I would never be married, because I can't even entertain a woman. I'm very boring. I don't go out to nightclubs, especially like cigar lounges. Even if I'm not smoking, just being in those type of ambiances. I love to be around because it's older guys there. They've been through it all, so they got a bunch of stories to tell. Or like stuff like that. Like, it's very weird. I can't tell you the last time I've been to a club, bro.
I've got to admit, when I went to Johnny Depp's nightclub, the atmosphere was a bit lacking. It was more of a lounge, to be honest, and lots of posers.
Yeah, that would be more my type of style. Like it's a lounge type of thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why they call it a nightclub. It was more of a lounge.
Yeah. And you said it's in Santa Monica, huh?
No, that was near LA. Santa Monica. Yeah, Santa Monica way. And where's the area in from Los Angeles? I remember where they I'm sure it's downtown, and one of the most significant things is they had a lot of people performing, dancing, singing, performance. I forgot what they call
Oh,
it.
I have no clue, bro. I have no clue. I'm never downtown. I'm a valley boy. I'm in the
Okay.
valley all the
We've been
time.
downtown. It would probably be downtown in near Santa Monica. I stayed. I think it was like a YMCA. I stayed at actually at the when I arrived. Like a no, either YMCA something like one of those youth hostels when I was there.
Okay. Yeah, see,
Oh,
I'm never over there, bro.
okay, okay, and of course Beverly Hills. I spent some time over there.
Yeah, I like Beverly Hills is cool. They have some cool spots. They have some cool lounges too over there. Cool cigar lounges. Good vibes. Like good scenery,
Yep.
stuff like that. And it's real motivating over there too. Because
Okay.
if you ride through Beverly Hills, you're seeing the most finest houses. You're seeing the
Yeah.
most, real like rich and famous type of shit. So it's good to just ride through over there. Sometimes I just ride through there or I go jogging over there.
Wow.
Yeah, just so I can see that scenery. So it's good shit, man.
So coming back to boxing again, let's talk about Dan Goosen. I mean, obviously you're saying you've got him back as a trainer. What happened? What made you go back to Dan
No,
as a trainer?
no. Joe Goosen.
Sorry,
Joe Goosen.
Joe. Sorry, my mistake. Joe. My apologies.
Well, as far as why I went back to Joe is because his track record and his experience and his technicalities when he's teaching the fighter, speaks for itself. I talk about all the time, people, the difference between coaches and trainers, because a lot of people don't understand that shit, especially fans. There's a difference between good coaches and good trainers and great trainers. And I'm going to break down the difference for people right now. A good coaches, they get fighters that's already made, and they jag it, and they fix, and they smoothen out that fighter jagged edges. A great trainer has a kid come into his gym that don't know nothing about boxing, how Fred Jenkins did with me, how Joe Goosen did with Rafael Ruelas and Gabriel Ruelas, how Don Charles did with Derek Chisora, how Manny Stewart did with his fighters, how James Ali Bashir did with Maurice Harris. There's a difference. These are great trainers I'm naming. Nazim Richardson, how he can take guys from 5 years old and bring them all the way up to a championship level in boxing. That's what you call a great trainer. Right now, it's a lot of good coaches. Like I said, what is a good coach? A good coach is a coach that gets a fighter that's already made, but that fighter may have some jagged edges, and that coach has the ability to smoothen those jagged edges out. I want to say shout out to John Pullman. He has a good heavyweight right now. My young bro in the game, Gerald Washington. He's about to kill shit when he get into his groove. He's coming along good. John Pullman, how he's training Gerald Washington. That's what you call a trainer. How John Bray is training Dominique Brazil, bringing a fighter up. That's what you call a trainer. It's a lot of good coaches out here. And in Joe Goosen, I have a great trainer. And why do I call him a great trainer? Because he has took guys on a million different occasions, from them guys not knowing nothing about boxing as kids to them guys being at world level top class boxing when they become adults. And all from his training, all from his knowledge, and all from his teaching, and all from his drilling. So it's a lot of good coaches, man, but there's not too many great trainers left. But all them guys that I just named, to me, they are all great trainers. Nazim Richardson, James Ali Bashir, John Pullman, John Bray, Joe Goosen, Fred Jenkins. It's not a coincidence that Brian Jennings is considered one of the best heavyweights in the world right now. Absolutely. And Malik Scott is considered one of the best skilled heavyweights in the world right now. Well, guess what? Guess who trained both of us and had us since we've been kids? Fred Jenkins.
Absolutely.
Like, you see what I'm saying? That's not coincidental. Zaire Rahim, David Reed. Guess who they both was trained by? Fred Jenkins. That's not coincidental. So, like, I was blessed in this game, man, to come from and been around some good, great trainers, not just some coaches. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like going into my last fight, I had a good coach and a good motivator, but I didn't have a great trainer. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a difference. Yeah. There's a big difference in that. So, Joe Goosen is the guy for the job. Joe Goosen, he doesn't get too excited. You know, when the pressure is on, he's calm, cool, and smooth, just like me. But he believes in getting the job done. So he's the man for the job, and he's the chief in charge.
So if you don't mind me asking, so he wasn't the chief in charge when you fought Chisora?
No, I was with Jesse Reed.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Career-defining fight with Chisora, why did you just go with Joe Goosen.
What, before the, well, I was with Jesse Reed, like, you know what I mean? Me and him, we did some training before that, and I had a big fight. I'm not one of them. I hate, like, being one of them guys that when you get a big fight, you switch trainers. Like, I don't believe in it. Me and Jesse Reed, we spent some good time together.
Good.
I had a big fight coming up, and I believe he deserved the opportunity to be with me during that fight.
Right.
And it's not personal against Jesse. Like, I got love for Jesse, but for this job right here, Joe Goosen is the guy for this job right here.
Right.
Because this is the most important fight of my career, and Joe have seen and been in this position plenty of times. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So he's the guy for the job, man. I couldn't be more proud of my choice of trainer and who I picked. So, you know what I mean?
I believe, if I'm correct, Russ Anbar was doing your hand wraps. How key was he for you?
Russ Amber is also first of all, Russ Amber is Deontay's cut man in. He wraps Deontay in. Okay. Russ Amber is also like a brother to me, and he also wrapped my hands and stuff like that. And he's also a great trainer, not a coach. Okay. But he takes he's a humble guy. He'll never tell you he's a great trainer. He always goes with the cut man, and, he loves to be a cut man. Like, you will never hear Russ bragging about himself ever. Yeah. He's not like that. But it was real instrumental, that he was in my corner for the Chisora fight, because he helped me get through them times, after the fight and during the time. He was a great, relaxing type of dude, man. Nobody in boxing history has ever wrapped a hand like him. The way he wraps hands is something real magical, bro. I swear to God, I'm not overhyping this shit. I advise all fighters. I'm only Malik Scott, and I'm only speaking off of my 2 cents right now. If you're interested in your hand being protected and you're always having injuries and stuff like that, I advise you to at least try Russ Amber's wrapping. And if it fails you, then you want to go another way, then cool. But I seriously doubt you won't agree with what I'm saying about how gifted this guy is for wrapping hands.
A very good trainer, I know as a fact, because, he brought up Otis Grant from the amateurs right through to the pros. Amateur
That's
trainer.
what I'm trying to say. A great trainer. He's not a coach.
That's it.
He's a great trainer. Like, you know what I mean? And there's so many good coaches out here. I ain't taking credit, away from the coaches, because they do a damn good job in this boxing thing too. But I respect great trainers. And one of the most underrated trainers to me is, besides Fred Jenkins, is James Ali Bashir. Because, he had one of the best heavyweights that I've ever been in the ring with, Maurice Harris, and that he took that kid from, he built him up mentally, built him up physically, took him through training camps, constantly went back and forth with him through their trials and tribulations, had him upset some of the biggest fights when the kid wasn't even in great shape. He really taught Mo the science of boxing ever since Mo was a kid, you know what I'm saying? Right. And that's, in me saying that, because sometimes I believe destiny can reward you, and I believe destiny rewarded James Ali Bashir by having him with Vladimir Klitschko all of this time, and I believe he's going to be with Vladimir for the rest of his career, because him and Mo, they had differences, and he went his way and Mo went his way. But I believe that destiny is paying him back, and he's with Vladimir Klitschko, the top guy in the heavyweight division, a serious threat to any heavyweight in the heavyweight division. And I'm proud of Bashir, man. But he's a very underrated trainer. Very underrated.
He's so underrated that it's the big question everyone's asking in media. Jonathan Banks is the trainer, the head trainer to Vladimir Klitschko. Yet, Bashir knew Banks as a little kid. And Bashir's got...
Bashir used to train Jonathan Banks, too.
That's my point. Yeah, Bashir is...
That's what I'm saying. But us fighters, man, we do weird things sometimes. We make weird decisions. We make comfortable decisions. Whatever it is that make us comfortable, whatever it is, that make us feel at ease, sometimes we go with. And he may feel at ease or comfortable with Jonathan Banks being the head guy. I don't know how. I don't know why he would pick him over James Ali Bashir. Only Vladimir knows that. But whatever it is, it hasn't affected his performance. As far as I can see, it hasn't affected them being victorious. He's still been winning. So, you know what I mean? He's been champ for a long time, so he knows what he's doing.
Absolutely. Let's finish off by going around the heavyweight division as you've got at the moment. There's certain news that's coming out. And let's talk first about Stiverne and Areola, the rematch. Your thoughts, quickly?
It's gonna be a great fight, man. I'm pulling for Chris. Stavern beat him in that first fight, pretty bad. He gave him a good beat, but Chris showed a lot of heart, like always. I don't have no prediction for the fight, but I'm rooting for Ariel. You know what I mean? That's my guy, and he's always rooting for me. And I wish Stavern luck and everything. And I just want him to have a good fight. They're gonna get down, man. You know what I mean? I wouldn't bet on it, but I'm pulling for Chris.
What about this fight, Chisora versus Kingpin Johnson?
I don't know. I don't understand why that match was even made with the position that Chisora is in right now. I think Kevin Johnson, I'm not too fond of him outside the ring. He always opened up his big fucking mouth. But inside the ring, he can make anybody look bad, man. He has an awkward style and he's not slow. He has a great jab, and what I mean. I don't know why Frank Warren or whoever it is would pick him as an opponent for Chisora. Like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be shocked if Kevin Johnson beat Chisora. I just wouldn't be. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, bad matchmaking to me. Very bad matchmaking.
Me too. I think it's a horrible match to make.
Horrible matchmaking.
I expressed this to Don Charles. I think it's a horrible match to make, especially when you're trying to make a big fight between Fury and Chisora.
Horrible. But see, what they're doing is they're letting Tyson Fury actually control the mindset over there when it comes to the promoters and the managers. Because if you notice, every time Tyson Fury is talking about him fighting a fighter, he always belittled the fighter that people talk about him fighting and say, well, let me see you fight Kevin Johnson then. Because Tyson Fury respects Kevin Johnson because Kevin Johnson, put up a good fight with Tyson Fury. So right. Tyson Fury is always using Kevin Johnson as the measuring stick for people that wants to fight him. So since they know that Chisora wants to fight him, Fury started putting it out there. Well, I think he should fight Kevin Johnson. If he beat Kevin Johnson, then if he beat Kevin Johnson the way that I did, then me and him will fight. Like all of that old type of shit. When I really think styles make fights, I think Fury style is different than Derek Chisora. Fury style and Vitali style is almost similar when you're trying to compare it to Derek Chisora and fighting Kevin Johnson. Of course, Tyson Fury and Vitali are going to beat Kevin because they long, they rangy. And when I say long, man, these guys is like 6'7", 6'8", 6'. Like, you know what I mean? That's long. Yeah, exactly. And they rangy, they not slow. So yeah, they're going to beat Kevin Johnson and have an edge on him. But Chisora is a short guy coming in on Kevin Johnson. It's a totally different type of fight. But I mean, Chisora, I hate to say it. Well, I don't hate to say it, but people may not know where I'm coming from by saying this. He's actually he's like very motivating too, because after he fought me, the guy been on a straight path, man, and he's been working for everything that he's been getting, and he's been doing what's been asked of him, and he hasn't been hard-headed and been doing the right thing. So I'm motivated by that type of shit. I don't care if it's a guy that I went to war with or not. So. I wish the best for Chisora and Don Charles. I'm always rooting for them guys, but I really think it was bad matchmaking with him and Kevin Johnson.
Absolutely. So my feeling is Fury, Johnson may not, Fury, Chisora might not happen at all, because I think this is a very, very, very difficult fight for Derek, because he's walking in straight lines. He's not doing anything different, and he's always struggling against guys around his own height. Chisora has always been more effective against guys that are 6'4", 6'5", 6'6".
Right, man. He's just like, it was a horrible match, mate. Like, I don't know. It's so many guys they could have got, man.
There you go.
But, shout out to Kevin Johnson for even going over there behind enemy lines, because Chisora has called out a few fighters from over here. And everybody has a win over that pond to go and fight him. So, you know what I mean? I wish Kevin the best, and, I hope they have a good fight. But it's a horrible match from Chisora. Great move by Kevin and his people, of course. But Chisora, I don't know why they would make that match. Even Derek said it himself. He said he didn't like the fight. He said he actually was going to try to get somebody else.
Stupid fight. I don't know if they're trying to trip up Chisora or what. Stupid fight.
I don't know, bro.
Okay, let's think. Brian Jennings, his recent victory. HBO debut?
ABC Gym shit, man. Fred Jenkins. Brian Jennings looked good. Somebody else, I'm proud of him doing his thing. And, it ain't nothing bad you can say about that kid. It's nothing bad. He works hard. He's tough. He's hungry. He's motivated. He's determined. He's confident. And, like I told Ellie Setback this the other day, and I'm going to stand on this strong. I think he'll give Vladimir Klitschko one hell of a fight. If Brian Jennings and Vladimir fought each other, I will put money on Brian Jennings.
I'm going with Brian as well. And the thing is, I've considered Brian Jennings the new Evander Holyfield. I hate to say that and put that sort of pressure on him, but he's got a lot of the characteristics that Holyfield's got. A lot of the characteristics.
Yeah, he got a lot of characteristics. Yeah, he do. I believe he's actually more athletic than Holyfield, though.
Yes. And he's more defensively minded in terms of he's
In
more...
Holyfield, yeah. But that come from the teaching of Fred Jenkins, man. Like, a great trainer, not a good coach, a great trainer,
The only thing about Jennings, which Holyfield was able to do a bit better than Holyfield was better to do, is put his punches together. When Holyfield hit you, boom, 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 he hit 4 or 5 punch combinations. He put them together so nicely. Jennings still seems a bit not robotic. He just doesn't seem to put them together as nicely as Holyfield would do.
Yeah, well, I mean, Holyfield had a different pedigree than Brian Jennings too. He came up in the Olympics, and he had amateur fights and all that. But Brian doesn't have that much experience in boxing. Like, this kid didn't even come along, but yet, I mean, he went from a prospect to a contender to now a world-rated fighter in a matter of 3 or 4 years. So, anything that he doesn't have, it doesn't even matter because the sky is the limit for him. Like, he's going to get it. He's going to be throwing 5-6 punch combination. Like, he's just coming along. He's just warming up.
I mean, as you know, I'm a big fan of Brian Jennings, and I think that he'll work on those things. But to do what he's done within 5 years, and the last fight he had to fight at Southpaw, and to be as effective as he was, I thought that was very, very impressive. Very impressive.
Definitely, man, definitely.
Who else have we got in the heavyweight division?
Joe Hanks. Joe Hanks is still around, man. People he lost to Andy Ruiz, but Joe Hanks, just a little bro. He's skillful, man. Real skillful. I don't know when he's fighting. I don't know what's going on, but I know a kid can fight, man. Like, he's been able to fight for a long time too. And his trainer, Jamal, is another great trainer. He taught Joe from the ground up, and here it is. Joe is a world-rated fighter,
right?
And another great trainer. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
okay. What about Mike Perez? I suspect after the fight he had against Mohammed, I can't remember the guy's last name, but that fight he had where he put the guy into a coma, I suspect that is going to haunt Mike Perez probably for the rest of his career.
Well, what people fail to realize about that fight is, the other kid, he went into a coma and stuff like that, but Mike Perez took a lot of punishment that fight too.
Yeah.
It's not like he just was dishing out one giving it. And everybody know how hard that other kid punched. Yes. Mike Perez was taking a lot of shots that fight. I'm sure it took a toll on him physically. Then that what happened to that kid, I'm sure that took a toll on him emotionally. And then in his last fight, you kind of seen he wasn't the same Mike Perez.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, this is just the game we in, and this is just the life we live. And sometimes unfortunate things happen, but you just got to move on and hope for the better and pray for the better.
Well, it looks like Perez might fight Jennings next. That's the fight they've ordered.
He'll get stopped.
Who? Perez?
Perez going to get stopped.
I can see that. I can see that happening. I can actually see that happening
So that's the fight they're going to make?
Yeah, I believe that's the next fight being made. And I believe Jennings has a very, 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 very strong chance in that fight, especially the fact that Perez's mental state. The fight, I'd like to see how that fight would have panned out before he fought Mohammed.
Me too. Then that's a different thing. Yeah. But that kid Perez, he has another great trainer, not a good coach, Abel Sanchez, who took Orlean Nars and Terry Nars from they was kids and made them both world champions. Like, can you imagine that feeling if you're a trainer and you take 2 brothers, not one brother, to a world title, but you take 2 brothers to a world title? Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like most trainers or most coaches can't even fixate no shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's a great thing, man. There's so much good. Boxing is the best sport in the world. I love this game. I love being in it. Like, I love, the position I'm in now, big fight. I kind of actually, I like the hype behind, me and Deontay, because our history as far as bros, like, that's not no secret. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm in love with the fact how that brotherhood is going to get put to the side for 12 rounds of war or however long it go. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's the good thing about boxing. That's the good thing about, because to me, if you ask me, if they ask Deontay, say if Deontay didn't take this fight against me, or if I didn't take that fight against him, to me, he don't give a fuck about me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if you when you care about somebody, you give them an opportunity. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, no, we bros, but we get ready to go to war. Like, be bros after war. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a great thing, man. Like, you know what I mean? I love this game.
So why do you think they're eyeing you up, Malik? Honestly,
Who?
Deontay and his team. Why do you think they're eyeing you up and saying, yeah, we'll take Malik as a step up?
Oh, because, like, I mean, this is boxing. They feel as though they gotta have a good chance at beating a good fighter.
Right.
They feel as though Deontay can come in here and blow me out. But it's my job as a fighter and as the underdog to prove them wrong. And these same people have been proven wrong before. These same critics have been proven wrong before.
And what will victory mean for Malik Scott?
In the world, I mean, the championship is right around the corner. It'll mean, you know, I took on a huge beast, young animal with 38 wins and 30 downs, and I went and defeated him and triumphed over him, and that'll mean the world to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot going to this. It's about victory. It's about how I carried myself through the fight. It's about how I carried myself before the fight. You know, my mindset is right for the fight. Like, you know what I mean? I know how big this opportunity is. I know how big this stage is. And I got a lot of people depending on me. And, you know, I'm dependent on myself. And I'm expecting to go in there and have a great show.
I'm going to end this by saying this, or throwing this out there. Deontay Wilder is this knockout king. He's the next best thing in the heavyweight division. He is, you know, that's what they're talking about at this minute in time. Should you go on to defeat him, will they see you now as the next heavyweight king, or will you?
Of course not. Of course not.
Or will it be?
Oh, come on, baby. Come on.
I know. I'm gonna say it.
Of course not, man.
I know.
I'm the underdog. I'm the underdog, man. I'm the odd guy. I'm the underdog, the odd guy, the sweet serial killer. You know what I mean? I don't get those type of breaks, but like I got a break with this opportunity, and I'm gonna take advantage of it. Like, you know what I mean? So I went, like, all jokes on the side. This is a great card. We got Danny Garcia, you know, my fellow Philadelphian who's doing big things. He's fighting. You got Malik Scott fighting Bronze Bomber. You got other fighters on the card. But, you know, I'm hearing actually more talk about me and Deontay's fight than any fight this year right now, honestly. So it's going to be a great night of boxing. You know, we just want everybody to tune in to Showtime.
Malik Scott, thank you so much for talking to Bayloric TV, and it's great to be connecting with you again.
My man.
Take care.
All right, bro.